The danger of not listening, the fall of King Ahab. You know those moments, right? When someone says something to you and it's not wrong, but you just don't want to hear it. And somehow your heart shuts down first. But if you really think about it, most of the things that break our lives don't come from not knowing. They come from refusing to listen. In First Kings chapters 21 and 22, we see a man like that, a king who refused to listen until the very end. His name was Ahab, and it all started small, just one vineyard. That's all he wanted. But that small desire led to injustice, to death, and eventually to God's judgment. Then comes the final moment. Right before war, two voices speak to him. 400 prophets say, "You will win." One man, Micaiah, says, "You will die." And Ahab chooses what he wants to hear. He even disguises himself in battle, trying to escape the outcome. But a random arrow finds the exact gap in his armor. His life can be summed up in one sentence. He fell because he refused to listen. So, why couldn't Ahab listen? First, his heart was filled with all on idol. That vineyard meant more to him than God. When desire takes over your heart, God's voice starts to sound like noise. Second, he was trapped in his own certainty. He had already decided what he wanted to believe. So truth felt like an attack. Third, his environment failed him. He surrounded himself with people who only said yes, and in the echo, he lost the ability to recognize truth. So here it is: desire, pride, environment. These are things that close our ears. Then how does God open closed ears? The Bible shows us two ways. First, through suffering. Sometimes people only begin to listen when they hit rock bottom. Second, through overwhelming truth. Moments that completely break our assumptions and force us to see clearly. But here's the problem. Both of these are painful. So the question is there a way to open our ears without the shock? Yes, there is. First, respond to small signals. That uncomfortable word, that inner conviction, don't ignore it. Second, stand before the word daily. God's word corrects you before life has to break us. Third, keep a humble heart. Just one sentence can change everything. I might be wrong. The pastor keeps your ears open. In the end, it comes down to this: break yourself a little each day before life has to break you completely. So listen, life is ultimately shaped by what you choose to hear. Ahab refused to listen and he fell. But God is still speaking to us today, not first through shock, but through small signals. A word that bothers you, a thought that lingers. That might be the very voice meant to save you. So today, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Instead, ask, wow, God, what are you trying to tell me? The one who asks that question is the one who survives.